Hey, what's happening? This is Bobby Vivid, and you're on the Atypical Parent. Today we got something pretty cool. A little bit of a grinder in my gears that gets me going. So stick around. Let's listen to my thoughts on woke parenting, and we'll see what you have to say. See what you think. Let me know in the comments. Alrighty. Let's talk. Woke parents, how you doing today? When did parenting become so damn difficult that we have to think about what everybody else thinks about the way we parent when we're taking every thought and you know word that somebody else speaks into our thought process on parenting? Like, why? I really couldn't tell you. Parenting's not that difficult. You listen to your kid, you talk to your kid, teach them not to be an asshole, teach them to work hard. That's not difficult. That comes naturally. What the hell do we need all of this other crazy talk about participation trophies and why do kids need to know everything about everything in life and their feelings and all this and that? Yes, their feelings are important, but raising them is more important. Raising them to be a functioning member of society is the goal. Now, when I think about woke parenting, I am not talking about progressive parenting and talking in aspect of, you know, gender equality or sexism or racism. I'm not talking about any of that because that is all progressive movement. That's movement forward. I'm talking about the coddling that we do. I'm talking about participation trophies. I'm talking about, oh, little Jimmy, I understand that you did wrong, but why did you do wrong? And what what did I do that made you feel this way? No, I'm sorry. I was a belt raised kid, and I don't see anything wrong with that. I'm probably better off for it. Now, when I look at like the problems that I see in parenting today, I would start probably with the narrative around kids' feelings. Um, that when you tell a little boy that, what are you doing? You're being a baby, quit crying, like, and you get your ass chewed out for that. I don't really see the issue on that. Like, sometimes you gotta play with them a little bit and see what works, because like you can't have every kid crying for no reason, just to get what they want. That's what they want. That's what, and you fall for it. I don't like that. I don't see a need for that. What happened to? It took me a long time to realize from when I was a kid to now what my parents meant by quit crying or I'll give you something to cry about. That I thought was such a. I think now I hated it back then, but I think now that that is such a solid line because you got to teach them what actually is hurting them and what isn't hurting them. My line with my kid is, are you hurt? Are you bleeding? Well, you're fine. Quit crying. There's no reason to cry. And she'd cry over everything, and it would drive me insane. So I think on that, I would just say, call on your kids so much. They're going to be okay. You're not going to hurt their feelings. They're going to know what their feelings are as they grow. I'm not saying don't communicate with them, don't talk to them. Yeah, go ahead, communicate with them. Find out what the source of the problem is. But then at the same time, you need to realize that their crying is not a form of, it's not them crying because it hurt. They're crying because they know they're going to get you somewhere. They're going to get something out of you that they want. And they know you can't stand the crying, and that's what they know that. Kids aren't dumb. We don't give kids enough credit. And then that sticks with them their entire life. So all they do as a little kid, they cry and get what they want. So then they're, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're still crying to get what they want. And all through the teens, look at them today. You got all these young adults in their, early 20s or late teens that are, oh, we need this, we need that, we need this other thing. And we're just going to sit here and pout until we get it. Till somebody gives it to us. Now, hey, Charlie, how about you just get your ass up and work for it? Like that nobody wants to work anymore. And I noticed that when I had my construction company, these young kids are coming up and nobody wants to work because they weren't taught to work for what they wanted. That's probably my biggest problem. We don't teach people anymore to work for what they want, which takes you right into my biggest nemesis out there with parenting is parent participation trophies. Ugh. Thing of my existence. I hate participation trophies. It's become a $1 billion business since the 90s because of participate trophy. The trophy business has become a $1 billion business because of participation trophies. And kids don't care to get first place anymore because they know even if they're last place, they're still going to get that trophy at the end of the season. That's absurd. That's absurd. You're not you don't you want your kid to grow up and be the best they possibly could be, to work hard, to make money, to be the top of their game? Don't you want that? That all starts back there, guys. That all starts back there. It blows my mind that I seen it when I was growing up, because like the whole participation trophy thing came at a time when you know we started all this woke parenting stuff and started this kid coddling culture that we have today, and it's insane. It started in the 90s. It was a big thing. I think it really took track in like 98. So I know participation trophies have been around since like the 20s. I read some articles on it, but like they weren't just for everybody. They were for like the top teams that, even if they didn't win the World Series, they, got they got something like second place or whatever. But like now it's like you could be a bench rider and you're gonna get a trophy just because you're on the team. Doesn't that sound a little crazy? That's like me sitting here being like, hey, everybody else on YouTube is doing this awesome job. Where's my participation trophy? Where's my check at? Come on now. I think I'm a great guy here. I think I should get a check. No, I gotta work for it. I gotta make content. I gotta do good. It just doesn't work. My dad wouldn't even let us have the trophies. I mean, granted, that was probably not very cool of him, but my dad was like, pull them trophies back. My kid ain't using that. My kid don't need no trophy. He didn't earn it. Now looking back, I'm like, yeah, no, I didn't earn it, so therefore I shouldn't have it. I believe in working hard for everything you have. Uh, and that just continues through the entire get up. Now, mind you, again, this is not about woke parenting in general, because I do believe that there is a place that we do need to communicate with our kids more. We do need to talk to them more. But we absolutely, if they are fucking up, we need to fucking lay that hammer down and stop it before it's a serious, serious issue that we no longer have control over. Look at the rise in drug abuse cases. Look at the ages. They're all kids, and it's just because I do strongly blame the parents. Like, you didn't crack their ass. You didn't crack them upside the head the first time you caught them with something. You said, "Oh, now, honey, don't do that." And they said, "Okay, yeah, ma, sure. We'll talk to you later." And they went right back out and they did it again. Now we have all these cases where drugs are taking over, and it's so sad, and it's such a problem. Parents, I'm not saying that you're doing a bad job if you have had your child has had a problem with addiction. Don't get me wrong there, and I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm saying that we need to do our part to make this not happen. We need to do our part to let this ride and like make the world a better place with the people we are putting in it. We need to stop feeling bad for ourselves when our kids are bad. We need to rear them and guide them and train them. And none of that is going to happen if we're just saying, okay, don't do that. That hurts my feelings. That hurts this guy's feelings. That hurts this. Feelings are only a part of the puzzle. And by focusing on the feelings, you're just focusing on the feelings, and you're not teaching much else. Feelings are important, Johnny, but you got to get this done first. I'm sorry. Have a good day, and we'll talk to you later. Like, I had to buy my first car. I had to buy my first everything. Everything I've had in the entire world, I've had to work for. And I'm not at the top of my game because sometimes I get lazy, and that's my fault. But these kids today, my kid, she's a hustler. Hustler. She is out there grinding anything. Just about any damn thing. Somebody's like, I'll give you $20. Clean my yard. I'll give you $50. Watch my kid. I'll give you this, do that. And she's like, I'm there. I'm there. That's how I brought her up. You got to work for what you want. You got to work for what you need. Like her big items, I'll pay maybe half. Like I'll be like, hey, if you want this, you raise half of the money, you earn half of the money, and I'll catch you on your rest. So it's kind of like she's still getting taken care of, but she's still getting taught the value of hard work. And I feel like that is so necessary today. If we don't start teaching these kids to work hard, that we are going to lose, the society is going to crumble, because everybody's going to think that they just get. But that's really all I have to say today. Thanks for hanging out. This is the Atypical Parent, and make sure you follow all the other socials. I know this might have struck some chords with some people, so please leave your comments in the bottom and hit that subscribe, hit that follow, hit that all other fun stuff, and I'll catch you